Hi, Gemini, Sun, Rising, Venus, and North Node. I hope and pray all is well with you. Welcome to your September 2024 tarot reading. Let's get into these messages. Gemini, what came out for you all was the Three of Swords. Like, you had some sort of heartache. Some of you guys, you could have found out about infidelity or how someone can pain you to the core, where it's so binding. It can make you feel belittled by it. For some of you, you could be connected to another air sign, and this is what it is. At times, it could be hard to distinguish who you are based off of like health-related circumstances, which is what you're recognizing. Somebody may have wanted to manipulate in your like personal life. All right, like with relationships, like a loving relationship, a marriage, if you will. And it's horrible. You know, I feel like you may have had people around you, you know, showing you support or like seeing the manipulation of this, and all they wanted to do was help you. And it's the familiarity and lack of familiarity that can make something feel strenuous. So it's you choosing not to choose the same path, okay, or accept a specific sort of path, because that is your direction with the Two of Wands in the reverse. It's about you recognizing that a plan is not proficient, it's not efficient. It's recognizing that it's too slow for some of you. It could be that there's something about the speed or the pace of something, and I'm not getting an opinionated energy from it. It's saying it's too slow. It's cost more than it's provided. And I'm also picking up here that individuals try to ignore like their circumstantial issues in which they were intentionally making you like more hurt, harmed. I'm picking up on hoarding. I'm picking up here on yes, the justice system. Like for some of you guys, it could be a marriage here that someone was holding over your head, like somebody of high honor. Like let's say somebody has like a judge's wife. Like it's giving that kind of energy, like a territorial dictatorship kind of an energy. And excuse my language here because I have to communicate about this to help you guys. But with the Nine of Pentacles, this could be like excessive rules or an extremist marriage, or something that's not modern, but someone believes in a modernistic term of agreement when it comes to things. But I want to encourage you guys here who are in a high vibration that, you know, you may have something that's promised to you, some sort of legality that's promised to you. I'm finding here somebody may be like asking for a fast divorce or something like that. It may not be you. It may be someone around you. And they're asking for this because they don't recognize this person. Like they physically don't look the same. Okay? And there's an unfamiliarity with this person, with the situation. I'm also getting here for others of you, this has something to do with control and behaviorism. And like, let's say you're seeking like a therapist of some sort or a counselor. You may need to engage in a conversation where you tell them like the pattern of that so that you can learn how to have tools to break that. Okay, because what's happened is that you may not see, you know, the forms or the extent of it completely. And it's been causing you to feel as though you are the dragon in others' lives, whilst having, it's like making you seem like you're dark or greedy, when there was someone here who like really stole you, took parts of yourself, your bodily samples. They had a strategy in their reasonings for attacking you. And with this Ace of Cups in reverse, this explains a lot of disharmony. Why you could feel energetically or emotionally why you retract your love, or why you might, gain a smaller circle of love or trust. Excuse me. I haven't drank too much water and I just finished exercising, so excuse me. Windpipes might be a little dry. Yes, with this Ace of Cups in the reverse, I am seeing that there is something that you're choosing to reject because you're actually wanting to keep your emotions to yourself, not communicate with individuals that you feel like are making you uncomfortable. Okay? Now, I get the projection of including you here from someone, so please click off and go seek some counseling or go somewhere else. Thank you. Now, anyway, I'm getting here that, okay, now the rejection of that rejection is letting me know you just want to instigate because you're going through something. We're not going to pray for individuals like that because you're taking away from the audience and you have a lack of acknowledgement of your narcissistic tactic right there, and you need to work on it, like I said. Now, anyway, for everyone else, with the Ace of Cups in the reverse, I'm also getting here that there's something here about you choosing not to engage with your emotions. So when you lack that, you lose ambition, inhibitions. You want to sit and blame and talk to others like they're the problem. And that's a misconception, and believing that others are going to accept that. So if someone like loses a job, or it costs them something, or someone loses a loved one that they care about here due to their disobedience of Source, the Most High, I'm picking up here that there's an energy of you needing to not send condolences to this person, especially if they're legally connected or medically connected, because they're the fuse of it. They're the ones who started it. They caused it with the moon here. And there's something here about recognizing that the hidden intentions of other people is not necessarily good, especially if they're nearby you. Because, like, let's take a direct example of what I was just talking about in a recent video that I've done. Your environment, like your neighbors and things like that, they may not be your freaking family and things. However, it doesn't mean that they don't energetically try to attach and leech in and blame things on you when you're innocent, like myself. Okay? People do that shit a lot. And you need to understand why people have boundaries up. And so when people overstep those, they're then held accountable and responsible because they were already planning something. They already had voodoo work and baneful magic and things like that. Now, let's not curse someone who's a sentient because you are in a judgeful place and jealous of it and wanting it for yourself and trying to body switch whatever you can switch. No thanks. Okay? I feel like you're going to recognize hidden truths in what people were talking about. Okay? Because of greed, of selfish behaviors. And so at times when you have wish fulfillment, people want to attack that and claim that you're belligerent. Be mindful. The energy of the dragon sometimes when it's unhealed, when it's like in a toxic, tainted manner, is greed and other things, materialism. However, if you learn balance there and people just are on the outside looking in, they're just jealous of whatever they can be jealous of. That's all. They're the ones who are greedy. They're the ones who are quite selfish. They're possibly mad that they want to make a different choice, or like that fate wasn't what they wanted, you know? So you have people who start to manipulate. And I feel like Gemini, that's what happened for a lot of you. That's also something that's happened to others. Okay? And this is where you send out proper empathy. This is giving the energy of how Christopher Columbus got scammed. Okay? You know, when you're seeking to help others as a merchant and you're great at directionalism, and you find where, you know, you have someone pretending to be of something, and then, you know, grabbing individuals to then enslave them whilst pretending to be someone else. You can cause people in that area to, you know, live a eternally horrid, wretched life, when in reality you were the cause, you were the root of it. And they did nothing to you, you just wanted to attack them. Now you're coming back thinking that it's okay. That would be a relapsed energy and believing that people are not as strong, that they haven't done the right things to make sure that they're taken care of. Okay? So this is about having respect. This is about being honest. This is about recognizing that when you do have victories over enemies, that of course there's going to be this ignition of perhaps anger, indirect, stubborn energy, not understanding, you know, why they're attacking you, not understanding the root of where things come from. But when someone knows how to practice forgiveness from a deep sense, you know, and someone becomes belligerently antagonizing and then persists in engaging in it, of course, you're going to know. You're going to know. All right? So be prepared and recognize the true intent in things. Okay? Because there is a principality in how individuals like to maneuver, how they like to hide, how they like to shadow their true mission, and then paint people who are good and practicing things that are good as being evil so that they can disrupt them. Okay? So if somebody's let go of people that were manipulating their lives, let's not call that friendship. Let's be honest. Ace of Swords and the High Priest. Like, you didn't know. Like, you weren't aware of what somebody was trying to manipulate and do to you the whole time. You know, I'm picking up here, like, let's say you have, some of you guys might have a child who's lying about, like, their whereabouts and what they were doing. Okay? And others of you, I'm seeing you have a parent. Some of you guys have a sibling. Others of you guys have a cousin who is an air sign, a Taurus. I'm picking up a male Sagittarius or a masculine Sagittarius. I am not ever a masculine Sagittarius, for those of you extra curious. Okay? Now, this other person, they may actually be in a female body. All right? These individuals here are perpetually narcissistically attacking individuals just to find out like addresses and things like that, so then they can try to send their troops to see if you'll understand or to cope or to help them. They don't understand that there are consequences to that. You know, it's like when your enemy thinks that they're just respawning and respawning, and they're just not getting anything. They're going straight to like dial tone. So you have a lot of people who are angry at your lack of communication with them. So they're trying to find higher means to try to communicate with you. When you shut those down, you'll recognize that these people will then try to blame you and try to, claim that you're not enlightened, like you can't feel it in your head, like you can't feel their tension in your head. All right, and with the Fool at the bottom of the deck, this person may have Aries in their chart. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Don't think that the Most High isn't watching their asses most. And the people that they came with. It's like trying to blame somebody who has been trying to express that there's something that's, happened larger than themselves. The Star here, wow, and the Eight of Wands in reverse. This is about people who can't move on, who are belligerently like hackers and stalkers, okay? This is about someone who sees and recognizes somebody's star power, and now they want to try to attach. So like if you have children and shit like that, you notice people becoming obsessive with your children, doing things to them. And then others of you guys who, don't, or you miss those, you start getting jealous of people who have them, even if you don't have kids. And so you start to act out of this belligerent narrative that you have more success, or you are more extinguished, or you have more time, and all of these things, when in reality you feel this slowing, because you need to check in on yourself and see how you're experiencing things, what you're going through, what's happening there. I'm not passing judgment on you guys, okay? I'm stating that there might be something where you're blaming a human being on this earth, when in reality it's something outside of yourself now that you are having to cope with. Like, what are they feeling? And this is not to make you feel bad or guilty about it. Some of you just very much so made the right choice. All right? But let's be frank and honest about making sure that you're not attacking somebody who is not doing anything to you. All right? Like if somebody's coming to you and they have concerns because they're seeing things on you, it's because they're trying to make sure that you're okay, because they see people lying to you in the cut for you. They care. Now, if you're struggling with caring and opening up and, intimidated by circumstances because of what you were manipulated through, the systems and things like that, or if they refuse to listen to you because of some of the coping patterns that people placed onto you, you need to seek someone out for that. Because I'm recognizing here that there's a lot of slander, and somebody believes it just because they didn't say it directly to them, that it didn't fly off the porch. Or that because they didn't directly think, that somebody didn't recognize like what was happening, that they would just overlook it. Let's talk about the individuals here suggesting that a child drowns, for example, in a pool. Okay, and getting a child to do it. Let's talk about those types of individuals. They're not new. Okay? They're psycho. And so this is why, when we talk about those relatives who we think and believe, is just doing what they can, or just there to help you. They're not there to help you. Sometimes that be your enemy right there. I'm not no fucking fool either. So, let's go ahead and get some more messages out here, and be very careful when it comes to children and family members and things like that. Now, if somebody's just, gotten their way in, I wouldn't say so. Okay? Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Now, this may hit for somebody. So, for those of you who may have just lost custody of, someone that you care of, or you've lost someone that you care of, I would highly encourage you to seek out some healing for your sacral chakra. There are some frequencies that can help you with that. Like on YouTube, if you want to look at resources there of letting go of grief, okay? Because in this, I feel like you're seeing that at the heart of things, what the goal was, what the mission was. And you're also recognizing that some people like to intimidate others' lives here. That's not love. Okay? That's not love. Now, with that, let's go ahead and talk about grief. It says, nothing is gone forever. The belief that we have lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist us in learning to appreciate our having had it in the first place. The emotion of grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real, but that is the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation, because departing is temporary and illusory. illusory, illusory, okay? The point of the lesson is to acknowledge the bonds of love never end and that we have not been abandoned. When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move beyond your grief and derive something beneficial from the experience. To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family have devised and learn nothing from it. Instead, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. So to those individuals who thinks it's okay to have little boys and little girls push on other kids to get out of a pool to try to drown them and threaten them, fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. Sometimes you know how extremists work, all right? And so if you have individuals like that doing that, you need to call them out and you need to report those individuals. Tag along your asses. What are the financial and most high vibrational messages for Gemini, summarizing Venus and North Node, and what do they need to know? That's very important during this time. Feelings. You may be getting too emotional at this moment that you are losing control of your career and finances. Stand up and come back stronger. Okay? You had some people fucking with you. Smiling in your face. Lying behind your back, binding you, literally fucking binding you. Okay? In some ways, there's going to be some sort of reward for you speaking about this because you're just one of many roots. Your hard work is paying off. Your performance is gaining attention in your community. You deserve the rewards you are receiving now. Some of you, you've already done this. You've already reported like these individuals and things like that, these families and things like that. Okay? I wouldn't be one of those families. I've had people create false reports on me and they look dumb as shit. Okay? Now, sometimes people just simply want to be related to you so they can just further steal your blood or just check on how it's working and how it's going and how it's doing. Or have others around you to do this so then they can get samples. That's abuse. If you have somebody doing that, please do your best to try to get to someone to report it. That's why some people marry into people's families, to threaten them in that way. It's not a new tactic, you guys, and I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make sure that you know how to be discerning and protecting yourself in areas that might be foreshadowed upon in your own law, wherever you are. Okay? So, anyway, let's go ahead and conclude this message. For some of you guys, congratulations. Like if you just come back and you've earned something, congratulations for your hard work and your effort. Okay, you're an amazing person. We salute you. We appreciate you. All right. You have two. I am assertive and I am thoughtful. Okay. I really like this because it's about this fire and your sense of direction. It's about recognizing how people like to portray you as being one or the other at times when perhaps you're both. You're very discerning sometimes, Gemini. You may be like myself in some ways when it comes to knowing and recognizing your point and proof of it. Okay? Whether it's directly or indirectly. And I feel here that there could be times in which you may seem like uninhibited. I believe that's the word, the one where you may come off as a bit like wilder or I don't want to say ferocious, but maybe just more like aggressive. You know, you might have like things where your eyes light up or your hair lights up or like something about just how your skin changes in connection to these. It can cause some sort of a moment where others may feel like they fear you when you're not being, fearful. For others of you, let's say you have like children and you have individuals here who, like, you may not have children, but you have children around you. Okay, it's important. As you're communicating with them, if your body is transforming in certain ways, they could be noticing these things. And I'm also getting here, let's say they're noticing themselves, their body, and things like that. All right? They may not have family that can provide or cares. They can't care to provide because they're in areas where people act like their issues don't exist. So the resources in which they have and the tools in which they have and the people in which they have are condescendingly horrid and showing their support. All right? I feel like you're recognizing that these same individuals won't intimidate you. For others of you, this could be a sibling, and let's say you have an older set of like multiples and things like that, and people are like, okay, which one is good, which one is bad, and all this other stuff. However, let's just say that one may not have a good connection style in learning how to connect with children. Like they don't take the proper steps or stances to kind of communicate so that people can see their faces, so that they can know who they're being spoken to. This is a form of manipulation. This is a form of manipulation. People practice tactics where they kind of steer off and they don't say things to a child in a manner in which the child can see or express, or maybe this happened to your inner child and we're focusing on that. All right. So you may not know where things were caused at. Or if you come from a family with like, where multi-women were involved, or it can kind of, at that time, it gave you like the feeling of like polygamy, or like, you know, multi-counterpart kind of things here. People are starting to recognize the attacks, and, you know, the energy changes. Okay. How people were doing things to make things appear like there's something that they're not. And for those of you who are like recovering from situations like this, you need to understand that people will listen, that you need to listen a little bit deeper, maybe, you know, take some notes down, learn how to be proactive from that listening once you're able to get that concept down. If you're trying to see like what area you're in when it comes to how to like grow or heal your inner child, perhaps you're in that area of listening. So there could be auditory things that come in for you. Okay. And you are becoming a hearer, a hearer of nature, of your surroundings. Okay. And let's say you get to that point where you feel peace, or you feel good, or you feel relaxed. That's a great place to be in. It's one place to be in, okay? And it's a good place to be in so that when things do become a bit busier sometimes, or more mixed or blended, even that can still feel relaxing too. It's a way of recognizing the blend within oneself. So, Gemini, I'm going to leave you with that doublet message there. I hope and pray that you enjoyed it, that it resonated with you. If it did, thumbs up the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. I would love to read for your energy. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Perhaps share it with someone if you believe that they would resonate with it as well. I love you so much, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.